Today, Donald Trump started threatening Republican U.S. senators that they better not vote against him this week on this tariffs bill. This is a bill that's going to come up in the Senate that has precisely zero chance of becoming law because they're never even going to vote on it in the Republican-controlled House. Even if it passed the Senate, it would go nowhere. There's no chance it can actually become law. Still, though, Trump appears to be freaking out that Republican senators are going to vote against him on it, because his tariff adventures are rating somewhere between lice and bedbugs in terms of their popularity with the American people. And what Republican senator wouldn't want to distance him or herself from that?
We are 100 days into Donald Trump's presidency. And while you and I knew on day one just how badly his policies would be screwing over every American, it seems like Donald Trump didn't realize until now how bad the blowback would be. And that was incredibly clear on a furious phone call he made this morning, realizing how bad things are about to get with him because of the stupidest trade war in history. And they are already historically bad. And so the fact that Donald Trump understands they're about to get worse shows you how scared he is. And that all started this morning with that phone call that I mentioned. But before we get into it, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, it goes a long way. And it really does mean a lot to me. Now, we are going to get into this leaked phone call showing how scared Donald Trump is and how much he freaked out this morning. But of course, to better understand it, we got to start with a panel of voters on Fox of all places who were furious with Trump.
I think that there is not a single person that we can look to in the Democratic Party right now to say that that's our leader. However, with that being said, I think taking the one person who's there over a party is also quite dangerous because of some of the things that he's done. Taking away due process from folks is not okay. He's quick to call out when he feels like his rights are being infringed upon, when yet the Fifth Amendment says that every person, it doesn't specify citizens, it says every person shall have due process.
So we don't guarantee constitutional rights to certain illegal aliens, particularly when they are suspected of violent crimes, which is why we have a finalized deportation list. And it's pretty clear. And I think some of the cases that are public now, individuals were on that. So where are you seeing that due process? I mean, to even get to that point, they must have gone through process.
Due process. Okay, so let's look at President Trump as an example. We call him a felon because he has been convicted of felonies. Some of these folks, without the actual due process, do not technically qualify as illegal immigrants because they have never had their cases heard. Now,
well, wait,
with
how did they get here is the question.
That's fine. But, you know, there's, just like we say when someone is allegedly being accused of something, it's the same process, right? However they got here, due process is what gives them that status of being illegal or not. So without that process, you're essentially just taking up people off of the streets, giving them this without their actual process and deporting them. Now, am I saying some of these people should not have been deported? No.
Do we agree that if you come across our border in an illegal manner that you have committed your first crime?
I believe you are entitled to due process.
If the voter panel on Fox is talking about how upset they are with Donald Trump, how much Donald Trump has screwed them, you know, things are bad. Fox is not bringing in people to call out Donald Trump. They are his propaganda network. We saw this during the 2024 election when they continued to bring in the same supposed independent who had an Instagram page filled with photos of MAGA rallies in Trump hats and Trump merch. They are bringing in voters to sing Donald Trump's praises. So if they can't even do that, things are really, really looking bad. And it got worse this morning when it was announced that Amazon is one of the first companies to start showing consumers how much Donald Trump's import costs are affecting their overall price. And of course, we saw a meltdown from the White House over that, but none was worse than Donald Trump's. But before we get to it, I think we have to see what Howard Lutnick said about how the White House is responding.
Amazon gate, forget about Amazon. If a company were to say we're raising prices because of the tariff, is that a hostile act?
I think if you go out of your way to to try to make it seem like your price has changed when it's nonsense, okay? A 10% tariff.
Why is that nonsense?
Because a 10% tariff is not going to change virtually any price. The only price it would change would be a product that we don't make here, like a mango. You know, if we don't have mangoes here and we charge 10%.
Hopefully nobody's making mangoes.
Right,
yes, your
correct.
point is
Or cocoa. Right? We don't grow cocoa in America. So, but what you're going to see is you're going to see us relentlessly do trade deals everywhere in the world. And when we do a trade deal with that country, we're going to say cocoa does not have a tariff. Right? Because this is the smart way that Donald Trump is doing it. He understands if you make a deal with a country and you give them the parts that they want and they need, they're going to open their market. Let us sell soybeans there. Let us sell, people won't let us sell chicken. They won't let us sell beef. It's all nonsense. So
I struggle to understand this. How is it a hostile act to demonstrate the thing that makes the tariffs, in theory, work? If the point of tariffs is to get people to buy American products so that there's more American manufacturing, because companies want to make products in America because those are the only products being purchased, because people recognize that tariffs make foreign products more expensive. Wouldn't you want to show that the foreign product is more expensive? It doesn't make any sense. How could they possibly be mad at Amazon for helping them accomplish their goal of getting people not to buy foreign products? It's because that's not their goal. They don't know what their goal is. They just don't want people to be mad with them for increasing prices, which is what the tariffs do. That's the whole point. Have they not figured that out yet? Whether you like tariffs or not, you have to acknowledge that the point of them is to raise prices on certain goods. So, yes, prices are going up, and Donald Trump is furious that he is the one being held accountable for it because it's his fault, and that is why he melted down over the phone this morning with Jeff Bezos. As we can see in this article right here, he was pissed. Trump reportedly called Jeff Bezos to fume at report Amazon would slap tariff cost labels on products. A furious Donald Trump reportedly called Amazon founder Jeff Bezos on Tuesday after Punchbowl News reported that Amazon would slap labels on products, explaining how Trump's tariffs increase prices. CNN first reported on the call, noting it came shortly after one of his senior officials phoned the president to inform him of the story. Of course, he was pissed. The senior official told CNN, why should a multi-billion-dollar company pass off costs to consumers? Fox News White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich quickly confirmed the reporting. Confirming report sources familiar tell Fox that President Trump called Jeff Bezos this morning to complain about plans to display tariff impact on Amazon product prices. In a statement to the Washington Post, Jeff Stein, Amazon quickly made clear it had no such plans. Amazon's statement read, "The team that runs our ultra-low-cost Amazon Haul stores has considered listing import charges on certain products. That was never a consideration for the main Amazon site." Said nothing has implemented on any Amazon properties. The Punchbowl report also led to questions at a White House press briefing after its publication, with White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt blasting the move. "I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. Leavitt said, this is a hostile act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? The Punchbowl report claimed that Amazon doesn't want to shoulder the blame for the cost of Trump's trade war and will therefore show how much Trump's tariffs are adding to the price of each product. According to a person familiar with the plan, the White House's hammering of Amazon and its quick denial comes amid mounting concerns over shortages and price hikes due to Trump's sweeping global tariffs. Reports of empty ports as container ship traffic from countries like China have raised alarms that retailers will soon run out of goods. Once again, how is it a hostile act? They are accomplishing the point of the tariff. Am I going crazy here? Tariffs are designed to raise prices on foreign goods, so people purchase domestic goods. Isn't that like, wouldn't seeing that the prices have gone up on those goods lead people to buy them at home? Like, how are they getting mad at a plan that they've told us they want? It's because they are incompetent. These are stupid people. But the most important thing we have to take out of that article is something that we saw Greg Kazar bring up immediately, and that is how quickly Jeff Bezos caved, and he said it right here.
Trump has created a government by and for the billionaires. And if anyone ever doubted that Trump and Musk and Bezos and the billionaires are all at one team, just look at what happened at Amazon today. Bezos immediately caved and walked back a plan to tell Americans how much Trump's tariffs are costing them. Bezos, who spent $40 million on Melania Trump's documentary, wants big tax cuts and sweetheart deals much more than he wants to represent the American people. The message to our...
Why did Jeff Bezos cave? Well, it's pretty simple. It's because this is a government for the billionaires by the billionaires with the input of the billionaires. Donald Trump called Jeff Bezos and said, "You are absolutely not doing this." Jeff Bezos, knowing that Donald Trump would go after him if he did, that he would investigate him, that he would attack him publicly, that he would try to do anything he can to put a burden on Amazon, he would do so. Jeff Bezos, Benny, what a shock. It's not surprising. This is how our government is run in the most corrupt fashion possible. Donald Trump knows he is losing support even from Republicans, and so he's bringing out the intimidation. And Rachel Maddow broke that all down right here.
Today, Donald Trump started threatening Republican U.S. senators that they better not vote against him this week on this tariffs bill. This is a bill that's going to come up in the Senate that has precisely zero chance of becoming law because they're never even going to vote on it in the Republican-controlled House. Even if it passed the Senate, it would go nowhere. There's no chance it can actually become law. Still, though, Trump appears to be freaking out that Republican senators are going to vote against him on it, because his tariff adventures are rating somewhere between lice and bedbugs in terms of their popularity with the American people. And what Republican senator wouldn't want to distance him or herself from that? He's threatening Republican senators that they better not vote against him on this, not because the vote will matter, but because he's desperate to stop his own party from turning against him. Just 100 days in, as he pursues a radically unpopular agenda and, frankly, does so very poorly. He's doing things that the American people hate the idea of, and then when he executes on those things, he fails. Bad ideas done badly. So listen, here's where I think we are right now. I think that Trump and the Trump administration are going to throw some increasingly wild pitches to try to change the political trajectory of how things are going. I mean, they're now deporting U.S. citizens. You can't deport a U.S. citizen. U.S. citizens are from here. There's nowhere to deport them to. They're now arresting judges, right? It's insane. I think that we should expect some wild pitches, some truly reckless actions to try to change the trajectory of how things are going, to try to make it seem like this is a new game. I think because of that instinct in Trump, we should expect that there are going to be some things ahead that are markedly more horrible than even what they have done already. I think they're going to try to put some proverbial heads on pikes, and I think that's going to be terrible. I also think, though, that the more important truth here is that the country is against them, and the country is against him, and he knows it. And the country is not only willing to get out and protest against him, they are willing to do it over and over and over and over and over and over again in every state in the country and just about every town. Culturally, it is now firmly established that capitulation and sucking up to Trump is shameful and weak and marks you as a loser.
Intimidation is the goal of this administration. It should surprise no one. They know that people cannot stand them, and so they have to try to scare them into submission. But we have to be the ones fighting back against that, using our voices to show just how unpopular this administration is. And if you want to support that, we're doing it on this show every single day. You can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.